Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Alex. I'm a writer, editor, writing coach, and today we're going to talk about a short story that I read by Lynn Grossman, and it's called Cartography. So this text was really interesting, and it kind of made me reminisce a little bit about when I was writing my short story in the opposites world. As I wrote that originally from a perspective of we in a plural sense, so I wrote it to more closely connect two characters who were in love. And in this sense, Lynn Grossman does a similar kind of thing by not naming her characters, by calling them daughter and mother, to kind of create this closeness, but also to make them really distinct individual characters at the same time that can fit many different molds. But what's more important is what is provided in the text rather than what is not provided in the text. So that can be a kind of interesting kind of exercise to think about writing a piece for the purpose of focusing on what you do include and including more of it well, rather than getting distracted with details that don't necessarily advance the story or contribute to the story. So if you want to give Lynn Grossman's Cartography a read, you'll definitely be able to see that on display. And how she does that is by using the words mother and titles mother and daughter in association with smells. This story centers very strongly around smells: the smell of the ocean, the image of the ocean, the smell of people individually, the smell of what our daughter believes is the smell of motherhood or of mother, and of what the mother believes is a smell of paradise. So the smell that the mother does believe is paradise is that of the sea, which is very relatable from being brought up by the sea, by the bay. You get a certain smell in these areas, as you can see, right on the bay. You get these smells that waft for miles and miles and get blown on shore. And it's a very distinct smell. It's a very unique smell, and it's a very homey smell that I can relate to so well. After having spent time away from the ocean by like 50 miles, and then driving home and being out there for long stretches of time, driving home, I would keep my windows up and keep the air conditioning recycling, so that as soon as I opened my door when I was home, I would get the smell of the bay, and that would make me feel just so good and happy to be home. It kind of was the smell of home for me. So mother obviously has a strong cathartic relationship with the sea and the ocean and the smell of the ocean, and she winds up being moved to by the daughter to Paradise by the Sea, which is a community 10 miles from the sea. Now, being 10 miles from the sea, you rarely would get the smell of the bay or the ocean. So the mother sits out back on her little patio on days of strong wind to get a whiff of the ocean. Now the daughter believes she never really smells it. She just smells like the highway, which is really sad, because that's another place where I know if you live right next to a highway, you hear the highway, you smell the highway, you can't escape it. And if there's an issue on the highway, you know about it. At the end of the story, daughter brings mother to the sea. She brings her out to the water, is holding her as mother can't walk very well, and as she's carrying her mother, she starts to appreciate the smell of her mother and the smell mixing with the sea, and then she embraces that feeling and turns her mother around to see the sea as they get to the coast, get to the shoreline, and she turns mother around and says paradise to the mother. Smell the sea. So what this story does really well is show how it shows the changes of life and how smells can really bring people together, and not only smells, but those particular things that bring each individual person joy. When you get to partake in someone else's joy, it's a transformational experience, and for a daughter to be able to have that with her mother at such a late stage of life is really special. Really special. So as we look at this short story as a writing exercise potentially, or if we look to take away some certain parts of this that were really successful, especially in the beginning even, Paradise by the Sea is made up by the names of flowers: Magnolia Lane, Honeysuckle Boulevard, Lilac Place. As we look at this text, we can look at our own lives and also see some similarities in, what has brought our family members and loved ones joy, and how have we partaken in joy that has also been transformative for us as individuals. And we can look at those things and be taught how those can inform our writing, to bring depth, to bring closeness without putting too much of the unnecessary in, keeping a short story focused, keeping it building towards the end, because those are key qualities of a successful short story. And to not let potential themes go to waste because they're too personal. They can be made more objective with the proper word choice and titles and names. So overall, Cartography is a very short read by Lynn Grossman, but definitely worth a read if you're interested in writing short stories, reading a nice short story with a nice twist at the end. And if you have any thoughts, or if you've read the story, definitely drop a comment below. Like, subscribe. As you know, I'm an author, editor, and writing coach, so feel free to reach out in the comment below. You can find my website in the description below if you want to reach out through there. And if you are an LGBT writer, feel free to reach out. I'd love to promote your work. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.